أهلا بكم أصدقائي بحلقة جديدة من هوغورتس ليجاسي. قبل أن نبدأ الحلقة أتمنى لا تنسون الاشتراك بالقناة ودعمي باللايكات، وهسه خليكم وياي متابعة. اوكي زين، انا ناخذ الافايل شوندر. هاي مهمة تلقوها بهاي بالمال المنطقة، تحتاجوها بخلطة معينة.
They're building enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the repositories.
I fear you are correct. Other than Rookwood Castle, however, I do not know where else he plans to search.
I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine.
Yes?
If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me?
I expected Rookwood Castle to be deserted when I arrived to begin my search. So was surprised to find a witch there who had set up a sort of improvised research site. She was studying something so intently that she almost didn't notice me. When she looked up, I thought she would react with fear or disdain. But instead she did something that I will never forget. Without a moment's hesitation, she smiled and asked me to sit with her. She told me that she was a researcher and showed me a small, oddly shaped container with a strange symbol on it. She was certain it was made of goblin metal but was unable to open it. She wanted to work together.
Miriam.
Yes. But how did you...
Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container.
The reverence with which she talked of goblins and their intelligence and skill, it caught me entirely off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So, to my surprise, I let her study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways, with her promising to share what she'd learned. More of Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to dig, eventually locating the first repository. Ranrock was thrilled with our discovery, but furious when I told him about Miriam. Berated me for trusting a witch when I heard she had been killed.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I don't want to believe it, but I don't know. After that, something shifted in me. I had seen how the power from the repositories was transforming Ranrock, transforming all of them. I could no longer remain a part of it.
Thank you, Lord Gok, for telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake. Ranrock never found all of Bragbor's journals, but the ones he did find suggest that Bragbor at some point built a repository far greater in size than the one beneath Rookwood Castle. What you've discovered here today worries me deeply. If Ranrock learns of the location of that repository, I fear we shall be destined for a great war. I will find out what Ranrock knows. Watch for my owl.
خلص هاي المهمة. المديرة تتحدث أنه هواي مهمات. الخريطة هوغورتس، نرجع ننزل منه.
Welcome back.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
اوكي لازم نخلص المهمة. التحدي الثالث بغرفة المدير، ما ادري شنو الموضوع التحدي.
Access to the headmaster's office. Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do.
زين. قبلها عندنا مهمات هنا. اريد اشوف اساس الابتزاز، التحدث الى ناتي خارج هوغسميد. عندنا امبريو هنا يعطينا شو اسمه سبيل جديد، فحنروح للسباستيان. اصلا نسوي عرض على الخريطة للمهمة. بعد تعرض لكم مكان المهمة. اقرب مكان الها هذا. حتى نختصر الوقت بسرعة. هايكم ممكن هنا تحديات تسويها بالبالونات. طقون هاي البالونات. هذا من قاعد يتعاركون جوا. هاي تحديات. نقابل سباستيان لازم.
Looks rather dark in there.
You're here. Good.
Sebastian, that relic you mentioned.
I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them, so I must assume it's still here. As I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne. I need to see her.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't. I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do.
اوكي.
I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb.
سراديب الموتى.
I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
اوه عناكب. بنى عليهم بسرعة. اوه عناكب من نوع قوي. دقيقة عشر.
Spiders aren't insects.
Don't start.
اكو اكثر من شغلة نسحبها، بس خلينا ننتبه نفهم شنو الوضعية. نشوف اكيو. لا
Opening all of these is tempting.
اعطتنا قفازات قوية. وبعد وين اكو منها؟ فتحوها انتبهوا تعطيكم غراض بالعادة. مو دائما. على اي حال. هو الطريق العادي منها، بس اكو فشي غير الطريق العادي. اول شغلة عناكب طلعت. اشكو. خلينا نستخدم هذا الصندوق. نصعده هنا نشوف ايش نلقى في الفوق. بعوز انتبهوا على الصناديق والاشياء تعطيكم اماكن جانبية. واو صايات المنزل. هسه نكمل طريقنا الرئيسي عادي. او عناكب. طلعنا عليها باللايتنينج. بسرعة بسرعة بسرعة. ممتاز. هاي انتبهوا عليها مال السحر القديم. زين ايش عندنا؟ والله عندنا اول شغلة خلنا نحرق الشباك هاي. واو نحرق الشباك حتى نفتح لكم طرق بالموضوع. راح احترقت الشباك كلها بالمكان. ايش راح نسوي هسه؟ استخدم اكيو. لا ما ابي شي هاي. اعطيكم بعض فلوس ممكن بس ما تسوى الفلوس هاي. بعد وين اكو؟ خلص هذا هو. زين باش عندنا هاي الباب لازم البول صوت انفتح. زين لحظة احنا طبينا منه. وين جينا؟ ممكن اكو طريقين جينا منه. اكو هذا الطريق شنو؟ طريق رئيسي لو جانبي لو شنو هذا؟ هذا اللي جينا منه. لا هذا اللي جينا منه. دقيقة طريق اللي قدام واكو طريق. هذا شنو بعد؟ اكو طريق.
Now this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd.
بين الوضعية لطيفة. شكلنا نتعرض للهجوم لو
There's
شنو؟
something here by the altar. What did you
تقرير
find?
عن شي غريب على اي حال. زين نستخدم هسه نبدل بهاي باكو دقيقة. شنو؟ قضينا على هذا العنكبوت. لا تفتحون كل الادراج. ودائما تطلع شغلة منها مرغوبة. أبام. زين وبعدين غريبة. زين بعد شنو؟ زين شنو اكو هنا؟ كان اكو عناكب. هاي مكان جانبي. هاي شو اسمه فلوس. ها هذا مكان غرفة جانبية يعني مو قفاز غير معروف. زين نحكي يا سباستيان.
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced a space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. I have the report if you want to have a look. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades. I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperius curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant. There's more to this than even I imagined. Look, bones stacked oddly on either side of this archway.
زين
Leave no stone unturned. Or in this case, no bone. Revelio.
اوكي دقيقة. اول شي واو نكسر هذا المكان فوت منه.
We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do.
اوه دقيقة وش هنا عندنا؟ دقيقة ما ابي اشياء هاي.
I need to find a safe way across. Lumos.
استخدم لومس ونوخر هالاشياء. عرفت شلون اوخرها. اظل موخرة هاي الشغلات.
Incendio.
اي بعوش عنا هاي الشغلة بانسنديو. هسه نقدر نستخدم اكيو.
Incendio.
عنا هاي الشعلة. هسه ناخذ هاي الثانية هم نزلت عظام. دقيقة
Wingardium Leviosa.
اتوقع هاي ممكن نسوي بيها حل معين. نستخدمها بهاي الطريقة. لا مو اعتقد. نسوي بيها جسر. اي
Wingardium Leviosa.
وينغارديوم ليفيوسا بعد نسوي بيها جسر من شو اسمه العظام. باو تشكل جسر من هذا العظام. هسه فهمت.
Rickety bone bridge complete.
باو عبرنا. جهز القتالية بأي لحظة ممكن نقاتل. ايش ناخذ عندنا هنا؟ حصلنا مدري شنو البرج. ممتاز. رداء رداء قوي والله حصلنا. قطعة ملابس غير معرفة. فلوس هذا هو. قبل هذا الموضوع اكو كان طريق ثاني اريد نستكشفه. يلا هاي فلوس هنا اكو. اوه عناكب. جهز التعاويذ القتالية. نطب العناكب. شفتكم خلص شفتكم. لا اشوف قضينا على العنكبوت. قضينا عليهم. هذا هو. سهل الموضوع كان ويا العناكب. حرق الشبك مال العنكبوت. هذا مكان جانبي كان مو اكثر. حصلنا منه ازياء واشياء يعني وفلوس وشي بعد بالمكان. لا ما اعتقد هذا هو. هذا بس مكان جانبي تحصلون منه فلوس وغراض شوية. زين نرجع هسه لطريقنا. فتح الحاجز سهل هسه نفتحه. تستخدم وينغارديوم لوفيوسا. اتوقع وينغارديوم لوفيوسا ممكن تسوي لنا شي هنا. اي بالضبط. باعوا حلت لنا الغزل باب حاجز. لا بعده ما اكتمل لان اكو بعد اغراض اللي هي هذيك هي. باعوا تحلوها بوينغارديوم لوفيوسا وتحلوهم بعض الطريقة الذكية يخليكم تحلون الالغاز بها بالسبل. يعني مو بهيرة صراحة. اوكي اللعبة قاعد تدهشني اكثر واكثر يعني صراحة تفاصيلها حلوة رهيبة. زين بعد نجيب نجيب بعد ذولا. اي هسه اوكي. اعتقد هنا. لا ليش؟ واو هسه اكتمل، فتح
You've done
الحاجز.
it. I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones.
فتحنا الحاجز هنا عبر.
Nice.
لحسه كنا اكو قتال بالموضوع تحضر.
Before we trudge on further,
لا لا
I
ماكو
just
شي ماكو شي
realized
بس.
something. The student's diary mentions the Imperious curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries.
تعلمت سبيل جديدة.
Focus your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master.
تعلمناها. تسوي كنترول على الأقل، سيطرة. إمبيريو.
Something troubling ahead. Be on your guard.
جاهز أنا. والله خلينا نجرب نستخدمها. بعد قامت صارت ويانا وقامت تهاجم الأعداء. قامت هي تهاجم الأعداء. صارت ويانا بعد تقولون يسيطرون على العدو. لا هي صارت ويانا خلاص بعد. تلعن صارت ويانا هيجي. حلو. حلو هاي السبيل باريو. تقدرون تسيطرون على عقول الخصوم. يصيرون وياكم بعيد. لحظة. لها وقت معين لأنه هي. قضينا عليه بسهولة. الجاي قوي كلش، خلينا نحذر. زين هسه هنا اخذنا كل شيء. نحرق الشبك هذا كله، شوف شنو اكو وراه. شكو وين؟ فلوس ما تسوى. ماكو شيء. زين اكو باب منها مدخله، واكو فلوس هنا، واكو عناكب هنا نقضي عليها. خلينا نستعد للقتال. هاي قضت على اول عنكبوت. هشكو هاي من جتي؟ لا هشكو لا كان المفروض تحذرون قضينا عليهم.
Bit dramatic, isn't it?
كان قتال عناكب قوي. زين هنغير بس الأكيو. شوية عناكب مزعجة. علب صحة بحاول تفوتون هالأمور، ولو عندي علب صحة هواية يعني أصلا ما أحتاج. أكو هنا مدخل جانبي أعتقد، هذا مو أكثر ولا أقل. شوف فيران عناكب. لا والله فيران.
I doubt anyone's been here.
كنز اكو هنا بالمكان. الموضوع يستحق. رداء غير معرف مبين قوي، ليجند. تستاهل على هذا المكان الفتنة هذا المكان كله جانبي على اي حال. صح قتال كان شوي بنوعا ما يعني اقوياء الاعداء، بس ما عندنا مشكلة، خلصنا منهم. استكشف الاماكن الجانبية حلوة، تحصلون منها خوش شغلات. هسه نفوت من الباب الرئيسي.
Another barricade. Considering how well you did on the last one, this should be a cinch.
How gracious of you.
زين.
I try.
اعتقد هذا جزء من اللغز.
This looks different than what. That worked. Keep going. Wingardium Leviosa.
هاي تحركت. بس لا ما قاعد تتحرك. اعتقد
Wingardium Leviosa.
اي باعوا كل ما تسحبون واحد يخليكم تحركون جهة معينة. لا مو صعبة سهل الموضوع. باعوا. هسه ورا شو تسوون؟ تحركون هذا. باعوا بس مجرد تحركون هاي خلاص هاي هي وتحركون الهياكل اللي بصفه. هذا ليش ما يتحرك؟ ليش رجع؟ باعوا تحركون الهياكل الخاصة بيه. ها هي. موضوع سهل مو صعب. اي صحيح. باعون فتح المكان.
Shoulders above these bones. Nicely done.
زين هسه ندخل المكان. ما كان صعب اللغز سهل بسيط.
Slytherin's student was so entranced with this place.
بس علمنا هواي لعنات محرمة حلوة قوية. شكله قتال قوي. يلا نبدأ القتال. راسيو. شنو؟ سيطرنا على العنكبوت الأقوى باعوا. هسه الموضوع أم الحاكمة السامة. هاي قوية. ناخذ هاي حتى. قضينا على أم الحاكمة السامة. راسيو قبل لا تحاول تهاجمنا. شنو شو اقول خلصوا وما يخلصون. لا ما تستاهل هاي السحر القديم شغلته سهلة.
For a moment there I thought that would never end.
قضينا عليهم كانوا اقوياء بس سيطرنا على العنكبوت. شنو؟ دمي ايش قاعد ينزل؟ صابت بسم لو شنو؟ سموا العناكب شوي يمشي. استرجعت حالتي. زين شنو هذا المكان؟ مكان هاي المهمة كلش رهيبة صراحة كانت قوية.
Hold on. Don't give up yet.
لا مو هاي. لازم نبدل. فلوس بس الفلوس ما تستاهل قاعد يعطوني هيك بسيطة ما اسوي شي. اكو صورة ثلاثة عناكب اتوقع حل لغز معين هاي اعتقد. هذا الاثر يحتوي على القوة هاي لا يمكن علامة ليس السحرة فقط.
Sebastian, the relic. Look.
هذا الاثر بس يكون يحتاج تضحية قوية.
The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea. But we're here for the relic.
ناخذ الأثر لو لا.
I'm willing to ignore what the journal entry says. We're taking the relic.
Agreed. This is meant to be. For Anne's sake, I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft. I must keep this relic secret, especially from my uncle.
أرجع أحسن الموضوع حتى اللاص. هاي منو؟ واحدة.
Is that ominous?
Ominous?
Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you.
Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
ماشي ominous.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I heard you encourage Sebastian to take the relic.
Sebastian's done his research. He knows what he's doing.
Sebastian makes things sound easy when they could be impossible or dangerous. We need to stop him.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
You're right. This seems far riskier than Sebastian realizes.
Good. We're agreed. We don't allow him to leave here with the relic.
I do think we should talk to him, but I fear we won't stop him from taking the relic.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we negotiate. We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After this, no more.
I feel that's what we agreed to in the scriptorium. I'm being taken for a fool.
You're not, Ominous. This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact. Let's trust him to know what's best.
Fine. If I trust him on this, I'm trusting you too. The dark arts seem harmless until it's too late. Go then. Leave with the relic. I'll not say a word more.
قلعنا
I don't
ominous.
regret this.
Sebastian, we're ready.
What
Okay,
is it?
Sebastian,
I
يلا.
haven't changed my mind.
Ominous has. Let's go.
What? Ominous?
I'll explain on the way. Come on.
اوكي نغادر سراديب الموتى، بس اكو هناك كانت فلوس ناخذها. يلا اوكي. هسه نغادر السراديب مال الموتى لازم بعد. شكلنا حنواجه قتالات، فنحضر المجموعة القتالية. نغادر السراديب مال الموتى لازم. دخل لازم نطلع منه. شنو هذا؟ اتوقع هذا مخرج. اي زين. يا مخرج يا مكان جانبي هذا. لا والله بس مكان جانبي شكله.
Revelio.
باب ريفيليو تحصلون الشغلات رأسا، دليلكم على الشغلات الموجودة. لا مكان جانبي هذا مو أكثر ولا أقل. اعتقد منا اللي يقول هو لي فوق.
What happened back there?
Ominous and I found a compromise.
Ominous simply needs a moment with you and he'll change his mind. Is that it?
I told him we ought to give you this chance, that the relic is too important to ignore.
There has to be more to it than that. Tell me.
We agreed on what was needed, Sebastian. You have my
نطلع منه،
word.
لازم نطلع منه. مشكلة ما أعرف مين حرف طريق الخروج، ما أدري. شو صار؟ صوت غريب. أوكي. لا صح هو طريق الخروج منه. بس موضوع الأثر التحذيري خلوني إياه بالورقة، شغلته مو غريبة.
As we were leaving, Ominous wouldn't even acknowledge me. That's not like him.
He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in.
I thought he understood. He knew we couldn't give up. All of this is too important. For Anne.
لا ما يصير. لازم نرجع مشي. الموضوع شوي ممكن يكون صعب. ما حيخلينا نطير بالمكنسة لأن سيباستيان ويانا. ناخذ هاي بعد الأخيرة. بس بعيد المكان شوية.
When we get to Feldcroft, I'd rather Anne not know what had to be done to get this relic. She thinks like Ominous. It'd only upset her. Oh no, this isn't good.
What is it?
Smoke, over there, by the hamlet.
يلا جاهزين للقتال احنا. اوكي.
Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
تعرضين الهجوم من دول اتباع رانروك. بس احنا نحب القتالات. واتباع رانروك هنخليهم يعانون بالموضوع. واضيف الهيج. حنسيطر على عقلك انت. لا قتال قوي رهيب. اوه نقضي هذا. تحتاج اكثر من هيك. لا حمل ضرر الظلام عزيزي.
Boy! What have you done?
Save my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The Imperious curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
You did what you had to do.
If I have to keep proving that to my uncle, I will. He cannot banish me from my own home. From my sister.
It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right. Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a while. I'll head back to Hogwarts.
احكي يا زلمة يا عمه. بس فوق ما انقذناها يعني. لحظة لحظة هاي بسرعة بسرعة. لا راحت اختفت. بسرعة تختفي هاي مال السحر القديم. تعبينا الأعداد مال السحر القديم. نحكي ويا العم.
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow.
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately. Why, Sebastian?
ضوجنا هذا بس يلا مشكلة. هنسوي قبل كم شغلة قبل لا نكمل مهماتنا. خلينا نحكي ويا سيباستيان.
Seems a pleasant enough little place.
تحديد الخريطة. زين هسه نروح لسيباستيان. منا لازم نروح له بالغرفة السرية. شوف سيباستيان.
Did you speak with my uncle?
I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne.
Well, What did he say?
I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft. Nor Anne.
I had to stop that goblin from killing my sister. He had no right to banish me from my own twin. If he thinks banishing me means I'm going to give up on Anne, he's sorely mistaken.
He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black.
Huh? That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne. To reverse that curse. I will not lose Anne for good. I should send the crest to Anne. She'll know that we need to meet.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Nothing, just a thought. Now I'm more determined than ever to learn what power that relic has.
I shall wait to hear from you then.
Thank you. I very much appreciate you standing by me through all of this.
زين خلصنا
I'll send you an
سيباستيان.
hour when I have news.
خلينا نشوف مهمة مال بوبي. حددها على الخريطة. مع بوبي. قريبين مو بعيدين احنا. نستخدم بس المقشة حتى على السرعة.
Oh good, you're safe.
There you are. You were in such a state when you left.
The poachers got to my gran. Someone recognized me in Horntail Hall and they got to her.
What do you mean? Is she alright?
She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything.
I'm sorry, Poppy. I'm glad she's alright. I don't think either one of us could have anticipated that.
I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. And now another creature's in danger.
What do you mean?
The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the Snidget, long thought to be extinct.
I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the Snidgets.
Gran wants me to stay out of it, but I know she's devastated that poachers might go after the Snidgets, if they still exist. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon, but the poachers will be watching for us now.
We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us, who value creatures as much
Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The centaurs! They'd want the Snidgets protected at all costs.
Sounds as if we need to go and talk to the centaurs.
We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high. Still, I think they may be our only hope. Let me think on it. I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan.
خلص الرسالة المهمة بعدين تعطينا شرفة. اوكي. صار هي وسيباستيان بعدين يعطونا خبر بالموضوع. نشوف شنو اكو بعد عندنا شغلات نخلصها. اساس الابتزاز على الخريطة بسرعة. اقرب شيء إلها منه. اوكي نستخدم الطائر. هاي وينج.
Who lived here, I wonder?
وصلنا.
Slow down now. There we go.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
اوكي ما عندي مشكلة.
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them.
اوكي.
Hopefully by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
لازم نحكي ويا الشخصيات المطلوبة الثلاثة. ندخل نحكي ويا الشخصيات الثلاثة. اوتو ديبل وديزي ريب وفالبرت. اوكي. كل واحد بيهم منا اعتقد ايه بالطابق الفوق. هذا
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
بالطابق الفوق المفروض تكون هنا ايه هاي.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and I'm trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I
زين.
hope it's not too late.
Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
ونثر على البقية لازم هسه. ننزل. خلاص وين؟ منا ننزل. لا ما اتوقع واحد احد هنا. بعيدين بعيدين غير مكان. واحد صار على المسافة منها.
Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check.
Please tell me.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What does he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it out for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
زين
Now hurry
بقى
off
بقى
before
بس
Mr. Hill
أقابوس.
returns. Where was I?
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends.
آخر صديق له السيد أقابوس فالبرت. لا مش الأمر منه. أوكي هذا قريب.
Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking,
زين
as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
سنرجع لناتي. لازم ناتي وين مكانها. مو بعيد. ما أقدر أستخدم شي بس ما يحتاج. خلاص نرجع لها. لازم احنا نرجع ميسر. زين زين زين. نرجع لناتي. اكو صفحة. صفحة الدليل الميداني.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the
وين
Hog's
ناتي؟
Head.
دقيقة
Perhaps
رحت
I'll
أنا.
find her there.
منحات هوغز هيد. اوكي. نقدر نستخدم الكائن. ما يخلينا. لحظة. اي منا نقدر نعبر عادي. اي ما ممكن مشكلة. نصير قريبين ونعبر. خلاص هاي. البحث عن ناتي هنا لازم. البحث عن ناتي.
Natty's wand.
عصا
She
نايف.
can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble.
اوه
Revelio will show
ورطة.
me where she was taken. Revelio.
اوه اختطفوها. لازم نساعدها. اتبع اثار الاقدام. اثار مخبأ فاعل اشوندر. اتوقع هو منا. اي منا. مخبأ هذا هو. اختطفوها.
The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward.
دقيقة.
Accio.
نسحب هذا البرميل. اي بعد. لا هو يمكن يجي بس. دقيقة. شنو هالبراميل ثلاثة المفروض نسحب اثنين وهذا الثالث شنو؟
A hidden door.
او ينفتح الباب. باب خفي.
Revelio.
اكو شي هنا بعد. لا ماكو شي خلاص.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
هذول هم افاعي الشوندر. هنا عندنا فلوس، بس فلوس عم تسوى يعني ما بيها شي، والشاحن نبيعه بس نستفاد منه.
I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
زين لازم ننزل منه. شكلنا حنطب قتال. ادخل القتال ما عندي مشكلة. تواجه كراسي عزيزي. لا لا سيطر على هذا. دم دم دم. شنو ضرب؟ شو كانوا اقوياء. حتى شو ضرباتهم قوية. شو صار؟ على الرغم اني زايد هذا. لحظة قربنا. ضرباتهم قوية والله. فاعل شو عندك ولا اقوياء مستواهم قوي والله. تحتاج اكثر من هيك عزيزي. جمدناك. قضينا عليهم. كان مستواهم شوية عالي، الدمج مالتهم عالي. زين ريبيليا. شو الصوت الغريب؟ السؤال الوجه غير معروف. زين دقيقة.
The book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert.
حصلنا كتاب. طبعا هي شغلة اختيارية تحصلون الكتاب، بس احنا حصلناها. هنجمع كل الاشياء. زي مدرسي ما له علاقة بزي مدرسي، بس خل اتأكد من الاشياء الموجودة هنا. مكان كبير لانه عين المحبوسة اكثر من طريق وهواي اشياء نحصلها. دقيقة مليان مكان شغلات. عزيزتي اوتو، وهاي الرسالة من روزي. اوكي خلصنا منها. خلصنا الشغلات الاختيارية، ممكن يعطونا عليها مكافآت او شي. شو الاصوات الغريبة؟ دقيقة سندخل منها لو منها. ندخل منها ونشوف شنو الموضوع. هذا المكان شنو؟ هاي المحبوسة شنو موضوعها؟ مكان كان كبير زايد. لا ماكو مدخل. منا نصعد. اوكي وبعدين نصعد منا. الطريق الرئيسي الجانبي والله ما ادري.